Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back doing a best of 3 Lord of the Rings draft. We got Boromir, probably worth taking, 3 mana, 3/3, whenever an opponent casts a spell. If no mana was spent to cast it, counter it, so that's probably not going to come up that much, but you can sack it and make creatures you control indestructible in a turn, and you get Ring Tempts You, so at the very least, if they remove it or kill it in response, you can get a Ring Tempts You effect, which is good. Love Ring Tempts You, great effect. Landreval, Horizon Witness, another great card. You could argue maybe better than Boromir just because it comes down and you could potentially just get, with one other flyer, 2 creatures, and if you have one other flyer, they attack right away, you can make the other one unblockable. It's a good card. Very good card. Brandybuck, good for the food deck. Shadowfax, I mean, in limited, I don't see the effect coming into play all that often, but potentially power out some 3-power dudes, maybe, that come in tapped and attacking. Could be good. Vial of Gladriel. I have seen this played. I kind of like it. Gaining life probably wouldn't come up all that much, but drawing cards while you have no cards in hand in limited is quite good. If you're going through your hand quick, that's a nice one. Golem's Bite, certainly good. Removal. No other good white spell in here. Took Reaper, playable, but not horribly exciting. I love this card, and I love that archetype. I can try out Vial. You know, I've played against it twice, and I've been very impressed. It also randomly fixes you, maybe lets you splash. The gaining life, not that good. No, not, I shouldn't say not that good, but not that impressive. But the extra card is legit. So, I think we'll take Vial. I mean, it's a great last card to play, too. It's an okay turn 3 play. At least it ramps you to your 5-drop. Maybe fixes you for your splash. Who knows? Another Golem's Bite, huh? Okay. Otherwise, in white, we just have East Farthing Farmer, which is playable. Not horribly exciting. Stew the Conies, certainly some playable removal. Although, no, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it's a fine card. I like Golem's Bite a lot. And I did like, I liked White-Black. I was impressed with that. I could take the removal here. Instant speed removal that also gives you a Ring Tempts You effect out of your graveyard. I mean, it's an uncommon for a reason. Stew the Conies is also good. I do like it. Old Man Willow is actually quite good. This card is good. Beefy dude that also acts as like a removal when it attacks, potentially. I like that. I think that's good. Rally at the Hornburg is also very good. I think I'm going to opt for the uncommon here that still potentially lets us place Boromir. I don't know if I would do Willow and Boromir in the same deck. I could, though, with the File. But I'll take the Golem's Bite. You know, I haven't gotten to play it yet, so I want to see what I think. All right, could take Lash of the Balrog here, get some more removal. Now for Wrath, now for Ruin, you get a Ring Tempts You effect. Rally at the Hornburg, you get multiple bodies for your Go Wide archetype. I think I might just take Lash here, though, and be okay with it. I like Ground the Gatebreaker, but it's probably at its best in more of a red-black archetype. I may not be white, though. Just have the Boromir now. For now, I'll take another removal spell, though. I'm fine with that. See if it pans out. 5 color cards, a 4/4. I've seen this before, haven't I? Yeah, it has to do with sagas. I don't think we're going to go for that. You could take Hobbit Sting. It's a fine card, especially if you have enough bodies. Mirkwood Bats, I think this is the right archetype for it. But I may just take Hobbit Sting. This is probably at its best in, well, obviously food decks, but so at its best in red, white, or green, white. Could take the Lancer here. I do love that card. Then we're kind of getting out of Boromir territory. Maybe I just take, actually, Improvised Club is great. Can put that towards the face too. I think I'm just going to take the club. This could be wrong, but I just like, I like red-black so much. We'll see. A lot of good red cards here. I shouldn't say good ones, but playable ones. In Drought Basin's okay as well. So we can take Quarrel's End, which is good to have at least one of. Goblin, I mean, this is the right archetype for it because it is Goblin and there's Goblin synergies in these colors. Quarrel's End versus Goblin. I mean, if you're red-black, you want to be beat down, so you probably want to have a lot of stuff like Goblin. Goblin can attack into X1s pretty comfortably. I feel like you end up seeing a lot of Quarrels then, so I'll just go for the Battle-Scarred Goblin. So I can take the Lancer now and be pretty happy about it. Another Ring Tempsy effect with Sam's Desperate Rescue, which is very playable. Ambush is, of course, playable too. Breaking of the Fellowship is playable. You get a Ring Tempsy effect out of it, but I'm going to take the Lancer, get a solid 1-drop. Built-in Menace is quite nice. There's Gimli's Axe. No legends other than Boromir currently. Not a huge deal, but something to think about. This is okay and playable, so is Now for Wrath, Now for Ruin. Maybe we'll go for this. Just kind of waxing and waning between colors at the moment. Shire Terrace, who may just could take Escape, could take Shelob's Ambush. I do like Ambush quite a bit. This is a very playable combat trick. You get quite a bit out of it, I feel like, for the effect. Or we could just take Terrace, which is guaranteed to make the deck. I think we'll go with the Terrace for the potential splash and just guaranteed deck making. So Flamesmith versus Warg versus Breaking of the Fellowship. Current instant sorcery count is 4, which is pretty decent for one pack. Maybe I'll take the Flamesmith over the second Terrace. Could take the Crusher here. I don't think we're going to end up in these two colors. But I'll take the Flyer, just in case. Because I guess we could end up blue-red. I mean, Willowwind is playable. It's just not terribly exciting. This is probably at its best in the Scry deck, though, I imagine. The green-blue Scry deck. We only got 2 black cards. Could end up red-white. Could end up red-black. It does seem like red's open. We got all of these red cards quite late. And they're all pretty playable. I'm just going to take the Mythic here. Even though Watcher's probably potentially more playable. Basin is surprisingly playable, especially with stuff like Lancer. Arwen, what do you do? 3 mana, 2/2, enters, it's indestructible, remove a counter from it. Another target creature gains indestructible. Wow. That's a cool card. Nazgul, this card's great, and I never get to play it. There is Claim the Precious as well, but I think is the potential upside of this higher? Certainly if you get more of them, but this is a kill spell for anything, and you still get a Ring Tempsy effect. But this is a Death Touch, so you can actually attack with it and block with it reasonably well. And whenever the Ring Tempsy gets bigger, which is quite good, especially if we end up with more Ring Tempsy effects. Let's go with Nazgul. It's an uncommon for a reason. I want to give it a try. We're not guaranteed to be black. Like I said, we only got a couple black cards out of pack 1, but there's nothing terribly exciting in white or red there. And if you get multiple Nazguls, that's pretty sweet. But even if you don't, just getting, whenever the Ring Tempsy effect, buffing it, especially buffing a Death Toucher, is quite nice. I mean, 1 extra Ring Tempsy effect, having a 3/4 Death Touch, not so easy to block. And they certainly don't want to double block it. I still think File Gladriel is fine in both a ramp or an aggro deck. Like I said, if it's your last card that you play with aggro, it ends up equating to some extra cards every turn. And I imagine a deck like this is going to spit its hand out pretty quick. Okay, options here. Well, maybe Troll of Khazad-dûm, rather. It gives us extra. I'm still of the mindset you can play 2 of the 1-land cyclers as a substitute for a land. I'm kind of okay with that. And the fact that this is a pretty good finisher too kind of makes me like it. Otherwise, there's Vanguard and Ambush, both playable for this archetype as well. But I'll go with the Troll and be happy about it. Because I do like the cyclers quite a bit. It makes more hands keepable, and it's a better top deck late game. I feel like maybe we should just start narrowing down to where we want to be with this red-black. All right, Gorbag, it's a 2-drop. It has some upside. Otherwise, I could take a Lancer, but I feel like to be honest, I kind of want to take another club. I feel like just in an aggro deck, this is going to end up being so good. Especially, this just plays so well with like Shellub's Club 2 or Shellub's Ambush or whatever. Just because you can sack food to deal 4 damage to any target too. It's a big deal. I feel like you can play a bunch of these clubs and really take over some games. Otherwise, I'd take another Lancer. Gorebag, playable, not as exciting as it looks, but certainly playable. I feel like Samwise Gamgee never gets any respect. But we're going to take the club, be happy about it. I mean, the problem is this archetype is pretty weak against food decks, but that's all right. We'll allow it. All right, I'm going to take Salmon's Desperate Rescue here because I like the Ring Tempsy effect. It's going to be good with Nazgul. It's good to get Nazgul back with it. Replay it, get another Ring Tempsy effect. So, going to take it, going to be happy about it. And, yeah, it also helps there's, like, nothing else here for us, so. We're looking a little weak against the food deck, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. We just need a lot of threats, and then we'll be perfectly fine. Instant sorcery count is looking decent for the Flamesmith, but I imagine the Flamesmith is at its best in... Flamesmith is probably at its best in red-blue, I would say. I love War Beast of Gorgorath. I do like this Oath of the Grey Host quite a bit, though, too. So I might take this. It does give them a food token, but then it makes them lose life, and you get multiple artifact tokens for sacking a club, plus you get a bunch of evasive bodies. I like this card. I like War Beast a lot, too, but I'm going to go with the evasion and likely be happy about it. I've been impressed with this card. It does take a little bit of work to really get going, but you know what? I think it's worth it. I like it. Makes Basin slightly better as well. So Olivant could take it. I like Rohirrim. Here's Bilbo. It's kind of cool. Little treasure creator. It is just a 1/3 though. I'm going to take the Olivant over the Rohirrim just once again. Now I have Troll and I have Olivant, so I can probably play one less land if I want to. Olivant's also a great finisher, like the Troll. It's just nice to have finishers that also make more hands keepable. I think that's a good trait of these land cyclers. Removal-wise, we're looking pretty good. Gimli is a great card. Another Lancer would be good. There is Mordor Muster. What I like about the Muster is it replaces itself, and you get a body. But more Ring Tempsy effect is also good. Gimli is also good. This is a tough one. Do I have enough early plays? I have a decent amount. I could always use more, though. I do like the Muster quite a bit. I'm going to go with Gimli, even though I think Muster's quite good. I just... Extra damage you get off of that is pretty significant. All right, we'll take Lash of the Balrog now. It's either a 5-mana removal spell or a 1-mana sack, I don't know, token. Something that has an aura on it. Who knows? Creature count-wise, we're at 8. Do we actually have more than that, or are we... This, you can kind of count as a creature, so maybe 9. We could definitely use some more creatures, so I'm going to have to prioritize that higher. This is kind of a creature, but I don't really like Crusher, to be honest, and I guess we already have 1, 2, 3... Well, we only have 3 4-drops, so I could take another one. I feel like I might go with the Medicine, though. It's a combat trick that also amasses, which can be useful. And Crusher, I feel like I end up with a bunch of them, and I never really end up playing them. All right, Ambush is a great pickup for us here because it's a legit combat trick that also makes a food token for the club. But we need some more creatures. I don't even know if I really count Medicine as a creature either. Another thing to think about. So we'll take the worst card here because we're just not in this archetype, although it seems like the blue-green deck is open, but obviously we're way too far down the red-black aggro archetype to pick anything other than this. So we'll take the worst card here too and just leave the green and white open. Just signal that we're not in those colors. Hopefully let Gimli pan out for us because I do like the card. All right, Work is fine. I don't know if we have enough goblins and orcs to justify it, but we have just 1 amass and 1 goblin currently, so Perhaps not. Sauron, well, there's a great card to get. Yeah. Yeah, that's an easy one. That's awesome. So we'll take that. Crabane would be a fantastic pickup, especially for our lashes as well as our clubs. But I can't pass Sorin. I would take and play Rohirrim. I like it. I think I value Ring Tempts You just more than Menace anyway. I've really found it to be that good, but easy Sorin. It's nice to have a rare we can play. All right, Gothmog's a great card too. 2 bodies in 1. I like Book of Miserbowl, but getting amassing and getting your creature tokens Death Touch is a big deal, especially since we have other types of creature tokens as well. Warbeast would be very nice. I would actually like the Book of Miserbowl. This card has impressed me, but I'm going to take Gothmog. I really like it a lot. Another Nazgul. What a pickup. So I'm going to take it over Muster. Great card. Really happy to have 2 of them, especially if we can go off and do some cool stuff with it. Well, Torment of Golem is just a fantastic card. Really nice pickup to get here. And creature count's starting to get there now. I do count Torment of Golem as a creature, so this is a 16 land deck currently, so we can start to look for cuts. I like Warbeast, but you know, we actually don't have that many 4-power creatures. I think I might just take another Troll and maybe at this point cut the Warg. Or I could cut the Crusher. Maybe that makes more sense. I think I value Menace more than that. So we'll take Troll here. I think Warg is probably next on the chopping block though. But nice to have another Troll of Khazad-dûm. Another Torment of Golem is just an easy pickup. Really phenomenal card. Really nice to see it pick 6 too, especially since Black got cut pretty hard in pack 1. What's instant sorcery count at? 9? Yeah, actually Flamesmith kind of looks legit here. I might cut the medicine. Yeah, I could cut the medicine. We'll see. We'll do it at the end, but I feel like the medicine might be the next on the chopping block. So I guess we can take Breaking the Fellowship. It does have a Ring Tempts You effect, which is going to be quite good with double Nazgul. It's a little more situational than one would hope, but we'll still take it. Possibly play it. Another Lash of the Balrog. Or we can take Nassian. There's also Fires of Orthanc, which can clear the way to have you get the win. Or Snarling Warg, because I guess technically we're at 12 creatures. We do already have a lot of sacrifice effects. I could take another Lash. It is removal. Not good against tokens, but I'm going to take Lash. Shadow Summoning's good. Rush the Room is playable. I don't think we're going to end up playing it, though. Probably not. So I could take the Bats. You know, we have enough sack stuff. Or how many tokens do we actually have to sack? Probably not that many, but I'm going to take it over Gimli's Fury, I think. Is this legendary? No. That would be terrible if it was legendary, because they work so well together. So I'll just take another Bats. I like the evasion anyway. Once again, I kind of wish I had more sack value, but it's okay. We have some token creators. Probably enough where I think it's going to be fine. I think we're off the In-Drought Basin plan. Cute card, but just don't need it. Here, I mean, it's the last pack, so we can just take the best card. Hate drafting doesn't really matter this late anyway. Early in the draft, I think it's totally fine to just take, to send the signal that you can send the best cards, because this is a type of draft where they're not even at your table necessarily, you make your deck and then you play against hundreds of different players. So it's really pointless to hate draft. And yeah, LSV just put out like a video about that too. So check that out. Just take the uncommon to fill out the set more. All right. So good looking deck. I like it. We don't have anything super busted, but it's a cool looking deck. So we can play one less land pretty comfortably, I would say. We're at way more black than red, so I suppose we'd cut. Although we have 2 Trolls of Khazad-dûm. So, yeah, I suppose there's a reasonable argument to maybe cut the swamp. Although we have actual, well, I was going to say we have actual double black, but, you know, are we going to actually do the Mirkwood Bats too? I don't know. We've got some choices to make here. So File's definitely making the deck. We're playing the 2 Trolls and the Oliphant. We probably don't need to play all of these 4 drops, but I may play the Flyers over the Warg because Goblin and Orc count is quite low, so it's just a 3-4 menace, which is still fine, but I'd probably rather have evasion, like better evasion, but we'll see. So Torment of Golem, you can count as we're at like 16 creatures, sort of. I don't really count Medicine as an extra creature, though. So really, I'm at like 16 creatures, so I feel like I shouldn't cut more than this. You can count this as a creature too, so I shouldn't cut more than 2 creatures. I think I might cut the Warg and a Bat. That just feels like a safe spot to cut at. I do need double black, but I have 2 Trolls and 1 Oliphant, so I could see maybe cutting the Swamp. We're a little bottom heavy anyway on that. I think I might cut the Orcish Medicine because I'm not counting it as a creature anyway. I could see maybe cutting the Ambush, even though I do like it. Just because then I can keep the Lashes, which may ultimately be better for us. I could see cutting the Breaking of the Fellowship, but I would like as many Ring Tempts You effects as possible, just because of how good they end up being with Nazguls and just how good Ring Tempts You in general is. And we don't have that many Ring Tempts You effects. We basically only ended up getting Rescue, Bite, 2 Nazguls, and the Breaking of the Fellowship and the Lancer when it dies. So I think I'm going to cut, I feel like I'm going to cut a Swamp because I have the Terrace plus 2 Trolls. But, you know, I have so much more black than red. Maybe we do just cut the red. Probably. That's probably the smartest way to do it. Yeah, that just makes more sense. And last cut, I feel like it might be an ambush. I don't want to cut any more creatures. I can cut the ambush pretty comfortably. Even though I like it quite a bit, I feel like I'd rather do the Lashes, even though they're kind of 5 drops a lot of the time. 5-drop sorcery speed removal, probably still playable. And our late game is really not bad. Overall, I kind of like this deck. I wish we had more. Basically, I wish we had more rares, but Nazgul is pretty quality card for 3 mana. Not rare quality, but pretty close. I mean, getting a Ring Tempts You effect and a 2/3 Death Touch for 3 mana is a very good uncommon. Overall, I like this deck. I don't think it's too top heavy with the 3 cyclers for a 16 land deck. I think that's fine because we're staying reasonably busy early too. Okay, well, I mean, we ended up with Sorin, so we have a cool rare there. And the File. I'm excited for that card in this deck too if we can get through our hand quick enough. All right, well, this is it. We'll run it like this and see you round 1. Okay, round 1, we'll play first. So 1 lander with none of our cyclers, so we'll mull that. This one, all black spells, but just the Oliphant. I think we gotta mull that too. All right, we're gonna keep this. Oh, this one's actually fine. So we need to put a pace on our opponent. We have the black mana here. So to be well-rounded, I can cut like a mountain and an Oliphant. That lets me go turn 1 cycle for Swamp. I can play Goblin and we're build towards these maybe. This might be as good as I can get. So I'm doing that rather than the club because the club can finish my opponent. Okay, so they have a combat trick. I'm just going to take 7. Because I want to leave open mana to fling if I have to here. Sure. Okay, so we have another Lash. So I think we just stay back this turn. Leave up the club. Okay. So now we just club. All right, so we can play this. We can't play both though. And I'm at 2, so I need to stop 2 creatures, which I can't do this turn. So we'll concede. We'll go to game 2. I feel fine about this match. We had to mull to 5, and we are almost stabilized, so I feel like we're fine. They are pretty aggro. Does that change? Maybe lifelink is more valuable because of that? Would Breaking the Fellowship have been good that game? Yeah, it would have been okay. Lash, I mean, Would I rather do some lifelink instead of the lashes? It could be. Maybe I'll try that. Let's do ambush and or not lash, medicine. We'll try that. It's a little bit less big removal, but gives us some more cheap removal. Potentially good. So yeah, we can keep this. It's a little bit slow, but it'll have to do. Well, maybe we're playing File turn 3. Not the optimal turn 3 play, but that's all right. Well, at least we can play Torment. That's good. All right. So we can do Torment here. See what we're dealing with. All right. So they have, oh, Black Breath. That's an interesting one. They have Oliphant, Lash, Oath of the Grey Host. I definitely don't care about the knife. I don't think I care about Black Breath. So we'll probably just get rid of Oath of the Grey Host, I would say. Because we have outs for Oliphant. But I don't want them to get a bunch of flyers, I don't think. So we'll do that. And we can play the ambush still too, which is good. So I can block and ambush. ambush. Unless I'm missing something. Wow. They need the land, huh? Well, that worked out really well for us. Oh, I see. Well, so I think we can do, I see. Oh, this works out actually, doesn't it? There's just 1 damage to each of them, so make it indestructible. Yeah. Now they're in big trouble. So we can just throw it at them, I guess. We don't need to have it as sack fodder, so that's fine. I mean, I basically kill anything so I can play file. They have to play a creature at some point, or they don't. They can just blow up file too. We have a bunch of beefy dudes in this deck though to draw, so oh. I have no creatures, they're all exiled? Oh wow. That's surprising. There we go. I guess they're just gonna lash it, but I have rescue, so I can get it back, doesn't matter. Oh, I'll just draw another one. That works too. Yeah, a lot of removal. We got the sack outlets though, so we're probably okay. Yeah, they've got some hard removal, but like I said, we have 2 clubs. I guess, yeah, I'm still kind of okay with medicine, and medicine certainly against the removal. Ambush I'm still okay with too. Obviously it worked out, Orcish medicine panned out really well for us there. I mean, Torrent of Golem's going to be great against them because we'll get a 2/2 and a removal spell out of their hand. I wonder if we want to... Are we okay with the bats? Or would I... Well, I feel like stuff like Crusher we're not going to be able to block that often. Maybe I'd still rather have the Flyer, I think. Because their bodies are like 2/1s and 2/3s. Yeah, it's probably still okay. So that is a keep. Pretty good looking hand. Might have to dump the troll. I'm okay with that. Not a huge deal. We'll see. Well, maybe we don't have to dump the troll. Not doing all that much, are we? Ooh, that's good value. Well, they sack a creature plus get to, but they can get this back if they have a legend, so I see. All right, Vanguard, sure. Ah, well, now we at least have a good turn 4 play. I think you do the Torment first and just get the removal spell out of the way. Ooh, a bunch of lands. Well, that's a good sign for us. Do I want to block or do I want to take it? Huh. Reasonable question. I think we, well, they get another body out of it though. We've got the better late game plan. I think I'm just gonna block. So, no creatures in yard. I think we go Gimli first. And the reason we go Gimli first is we want Sorin to survive. So I don't want to play that until we have creatures in our yard and we get through their removal spells and all that nonsense. Now, here I will play Sorin just because I have a creature in my yard now. And I've got 2 more in-game stuff to draw if they don't rip removal, so it's just insane. Plus, oh, I can, yeah, I can keep it too. I mean, this is just unbelievably mean. And I get to, yeah, I get to keep it too. God, that's so good. And I can protect Sorin too. They're just in so much trouble. And that doesn't even really matter. So we'll pay the 2 life. Keep it. And they're just in just so much trouble. All right, we'll see for round 2. All right, we can play first. And yeah, we can keep this. Removal, good body, rare. We have some of our strongest cards in this hand, actually. It's a very nice hand. All right, opponent mulls to 6. Obviously helpful for us. I can bite the spider. It's not a bad idea. Just because it prevents damage now. They have less cards than us, so we can get more effects off of this. And they don't have a blocker for Gothmog. And it makes the fight spells they potentially have worse. Although if they have a fight spell... The thing is, I'm not doing anything for a little while, and if I draw a creature, I don't really want to trade with the spider anyway, so I'm kind of willing to just make that trade. See if they're playing 3-color. They are. They are indeed. Gimli, good draw there. Would you rather do Gimli or Gothmog first? You know, it's a reasonable question. I'm not 100% sure what the answer is. You know, Gothmog's looking pretty good, though. They're both looking good. I like the 2 bodies in 1 that I can get back with Sorin. I think ultimately I like that a little bit more. You can keep attacking here. If they want to double block, I'm happy to kill their dude, get a Ring Timpsy effect, and get Sorin back. Sure. So we can play Sorin now. I wonder if I'm willing. I could do Gimli actually. That's pretty good too. Set up for Sorin. In case they have a fight spell. I wonder if I'm just willing to trade Gothmog for the Spider now and then play Sorin. I'm going to actually do that. So the reason I'm doing this basically is because if they have a fight spell, they get to kill Sorin. I can get Gothmog back, which I definitely want to do. And they kind of need to just kill Sorin now or they're in big trouble. Because getting Gothmog back is pretty nuts. We also have 3 6-drops that are going to be pretty good. Alright. They had the club, so we still have a means to get that back, but I think it was still a perfectly fine time to play that card, so I'm alright with it. Warbeast is obviously a good card. We have Torment. I'm actually going to do Torment because I want to see what their last card is. I want to get it if it's a good card. It is a good card. Equal to the greatest toughness. Wow. They would have at least drawn 4 or something. That's pretty nuts. So we actually keep this back so we don't take... I don't want to trade 3 for 7. So we'll do it like this. That's fine. Especially since they have food. I don't think that makes sense. All right. So now we can do Gimli plus Flamesmith. And I don't have to play any more land. And we have Golem's Bite. Potentially more upside here. So we'll keep that back in case they have removal. I could have attacked there maybe, but I don't know what their last card is yet, so I'm just going to hang out. That's a good one. See if they're ready to trade yet or just that one. So then they would make their dude a 5/5 Death Touch. I don't want to take 5 though, so we'll make the trade. Vial of Gladriel, great card to draw. And we can still do Golem's Bite, I guess. We'll do the Flamesmith. Although I want to double block the 5/5, so I guess I shouldn't have used that effect out of yard. That's okay. It's actually an okay use of the 5 mana. So we want to just draw more cards here, so we're going to double block. Well, we don't care about that, so that's good. Great draws. Vial of Gladriel being real good for us already. Turns out an extra card every turn is pretty valuable. And they're going to get back War Beast. Alright. Guess I'd rather have Troll. Oh, I guess they could get... No, they gotta take War Beast, right? I would think. We'll see. I mean, they get 2 bodies with the Gothmog, so I could see that making sense. No, they went with the War Beast. That's, I mean, it's a solid choice. They're ahead on the race currently, too, so... Alright, we have enough mana to do everything a little boy could dream of. We're going to do Nazgul, and we'll get the Ring Tempsia effect now. Because then we can loot. Oh, so we'll play this and we actually get to draw 2 cards. This is mean. Wow. That is super mean. All right, so and I'm just doing this now because once again we're gonna draw multiple cards here off file. I guess we can dump Lash because I'd rather play this and get a 4th Ring Bearer effect, I guess. All right. Got their game 1. Deck played really well. Happy about that. Lash of the Balrog, how do we feel? So, not a great answer against War Beast. And they have more than 1 War Beast, so... Might go back once again to the, yeah, well, Shelob's Ambush is not so good against the Spider, but Medicine is. So actually, you know, surprisingly, Rush of the Room is kind of good against Spider. And it's good against their Death Touch in general. You know what? I think we're going to possibly switch the plan out a little bit to that. I like that more against the Spiders and the Death Touchers. They do have Improvised Club, so I have to be, I guess, cautious of that, but... They have Last March of the Ants, which is pretty nuts. If they have the right board for it. It is 8 mana, though. Not too easy to play. So, I'm okay with ditching the 2 Lash of the Balrogs in this situation. If they're like a beefy... Basically, I feel like Lash of the Balrog is at its best against high, rare, mythic decks. If they have a bunch of rares and mythic creatures that are really good, you need hard removal. But otherwise, if they just have like cheap Death Touchers, I'd rather just have cheap combat tricks that give First Striker Indestructible to combat it. All right, let's take a look here. So no lands, that's not going to work for us. We'll have to mull that one. This one we can definitely keep. And I think what we'll ditch is probably Breaking of the Fellowship? No, actually, we want to keep Breaking the Fellowship. And the reason is because they have all the Death Touchers. So having the Spider kill something bigger they control is actually a big deal. Breaking the Fellowship is, I would say, at its best in this match. Probably. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do the file here. All right. So we've got 5. We'll do Gothmog first. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Ooh, Torment. Beautiful card to get here. Show me what I get. What do I get? Oh, they have their own Torment, huh? So they have a bunch of... I see. They have actually a really good hand. we probably have to get their Torment, I'm guessing. I mean, they're waiting for black mana. Well, actually, we could take War Beast. They need black mana if they don't. Yeah, let's take War Beast. Because then they need black mana. I think I like that more. Maybe I should have attacked first. But that's okay. Not the end of the world. I mean, once they get black mana, they're looking good, but... nice top deck, though. Beautiful top deck. Really, really beautiful. Beautiful top deck there. I mean, literally the turn after I took the thing, they got the top deck. That's pretty awesome for them. I'm going to have to cast this club here, aren't I? It's going to be a tough one because club's not going to be able to deal with that. I want to draw the extra card, but tough one. Real tough one here. Real tricky. Yeah, it's a real tough one. Man, that top deck swamp, that was a real big deal. That was a really big deal. That was literally the difference between winning and losing this game, potentially. So unfortunately we just die because I can't block Troll and I can't block Spider if I play Oliphant. So I'll have to go to game 3. Tough one though. I mean, came down to them drawing a swamp and they drew it immediately after I made my Torment of Golem decision. So what can you do? Had exactly what they needed. So they have their own Troll. They have, the Lash is looking a little bit more attractive now, but maybe the Rush, and I'll bring back 1 Lash. They have enough beef, maybe, where it's worth our time. I don't really like this hand, but we're going to risk it. Good draw. Especially with the Lash. Hmm. Oh, that was a good draw. Oh, bummer. Well, at least we get a turn 5 Oliphant. That's kind of nice. Well, they only got 3 cards left and one's a land. It's not the worst. Oh, nice one. Removal, no less. That must feel pretty good. All right. So we have 3, 6, 7 mana. So I can do both of these, which I think at this point is probably worth it. So we go Nazgul, we do Lash, we sack, we kill Maher. Could kill the Spider too, but this has Menace. And we don't want them to have Legends. So we'll go Nazgul. We'll go Lash. Oh, no, we want to attack first. So, because every point of damage matters here, so we'll do that. And then we'll do Lash and sack the Lancer to kill Mar. There's still 2 lands from being able to use that. So we'll do that and sack this. And get another Temps, and Nazgul gets bigger. And then we'll pass. All right. So I feel like we take it because I can attack with Nazgul and draw more cards potentially off file. Yeah, because we go land, Breaking the Fellowship, kill Goth Mog. Get another Ring Tempsy effect. And that deal 3 there. Another Ring Tempsy. In for 4, draw 2 more. Alright, discard that. And okay. So they don't quite have enough to do Pathfinder yet. Unfortunately, Club is kind of screwing me a little bit here, huh? I don't want to ditch File, but if I draw a land, I'm in trouble too. It's a tricky one. Club has actually been surprisingly kind of screwing me with File. All right, well, that was a great draw. So I guess I just need to live So you can go land, Gothmog. It says trample though. So I can attack with Sorin, but Nazgul comes in tapped and attacking, and they're at 12 life. So even if I do that and I get the extra damage, I can do Oliphant as well, but that's not going to do it. Tricky spot here. And they have the 7. Yeah. So I can make it my ring bearer, but I think they're going to deal too much damage back, especially with Pathfinder. I can't kill them, and it's not any creature from any graveyard, right? Your graveyard. So I can get Nazgul back as a 3/3. It becomes a 4. It's so close. It's just not quite. I think we gotta do it though. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna get the. Gosh, it's so close. If I stayed back, I still die. That was the problem because of the Pathfinder. Not have any cards left in my hand too. Maybe I was supposed to sandbag, but not getting the ring bearer draw effect, I think, is ultimately what cost me the game here. And that thing having trample. They're literally at 1 life. They're at 1. Could I have done something else? Well, I needed the Ring Tempts You trigger, though, is the problem. 1 life. Oof. That hurts. All right. See you for the next one. All right. It's round 3. We'll keep this. Good lesson learned here. The Improvised Club, good card. Doesn't play super well with the File of Galadriel unless you have actual things to sack, which we appear to be struggling with. Do you always play Oath first? That's another question too. That was a good draw. I don't know if you always play Oath first, but you want to get those 3 flyers as quick as possible, so maybe it is. I don't know. Trebuchet is a good one. I like that card. So we'll attack because there's really not a reason not to. Yeah. Because you get bluffs like that sometimes, which is nice. Particularly when you don't have anything else going on. Let's see if they have the Torment of Golem here. It is a common after all. If I were them, I'd probably take... well, they didn't have it, but surprisingly. There's our file. Not a bad draw there. So we can do the Oath now, but I think we'll just attack here. We finally decide to block wisely. And then the choice is the Gothmog versus... So here I kind of like Gothmog because it potentially keeps back the Ugluk. But I'm just going to go with the Oath. I'm going to take the 3 damage. Get my tokens now, that my sack fodder, if you will. Get my treasure, build towards my spirits, all that good stuff. Problem is, Ugluk's going to get big off the Trebuchet, so I may have to use Lash right away. Ooh, that's a good one. Great 2-card synergy though, for sure. All right, so we have the treasure now too. So they have 3 cards left. We have 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we can at least go... So we can club the Warbeast and then lash Ugluk. Yeah, I like that well and good enough. They're going to get another army, though, is the problem. But we kind of have to do it in that order. Can I go file? So I think I can go file plus, yeah. So let's do file. And then we go club. And then we'll go lash. Oh, I should have sacked that. No, I guess either way I would have had to sack the thing, so it's all right. And then at least I can play Troll and I'm getting some spirits. It's not the worst. Digging through their graveyard for something. All right. It's a good one. They even get to replay it and start making it bigger again. I would have made the thing that can attack my ring bearer. All right. So here I'm going to do Gothmog. And I can still club. I feel like I think I'm actually going to club now before they get a chance to untap. And we will sack this rather than my Death Toucher. I just want Ugluk to die. I don't want to deal with Ugluk anymore. And that's that. And we don't want them to be able to use their Barad-dur or whatever either, so we'll block here with Gothmog. I'm okay with that. They can pay all their mana to amass, but I don't think I care too much about that. They can use Barad-dur anyway, so because they're going to be sacking a dude. So we'll block, especially if they have a combat trick, that's fine too, because we have the troll to follow up, so. Oh, well, they didn't even use it, which is kind of shocking. So here we just drop the troll, which is fine. I guess I'll keep Gothmog back. They can use removal on Gothmog to kill our 1/1, and then I'll still follow up with a troll, so I'm okay with it. Because they left a bunch of open mana and they didn't use their thing, so it makes me think they must have removal, but maybe not. We're close to going off with the file. Jeez. Just so they can make their dude a little bit bigger. Make it a 4/4. Ooh, Ring Timpsy, that's nice. So we go like this. I'm not going to attack with my Death Toucher, so I guess I'll just do this. Play the Flamesmith and get in with these. Ooh, what a beautiful top deck to get. Just like a stunning top deck. Like remarkably strong top deck there. Possibly the best one they could have had. I mean, honestly. Literally a turn away from dying. I mean, they're still dead technically to the troll, but just like, just a shocking top deck. They still die to this, but I wonder if they even had anything else that looked like super impressive there, you know? Main deck Black Breath too. A little more unusual. The main deck Black Breath is certainly a little more unusual. So once again, stuff like Warbeast of Gargaroth really makes me not want to do stuff like Lash of the Balrog, but Lash of the Balrog did come up pretty big there. But, you know, I probably would prefer Shelob's Ambush, I'm guessing. Orcish Medicine, I could probably take or leave, I guess. Although it's reasonable protection against Black Breath. Makes something indestructible. No, it doesn't protect against Neg 1, does it? No, it doesn't. Let's keep the 2 lashes and I'll just bring in the ambush and see what I think of that. There's a hand I want to keep, but probably too risky. I mean, let's think about it this way. This might be a keep, because we're on the draw. We have 15 lands plus 3 cyclers, so that's 18 cards. So really, if you think about it that way, it's more than a 50% chance that we draw either a land or something that finds it. And this hand does get a... Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to keep this. A little bit risky, certainly. But 18 cards, 50% shot per turn. And it only gets better with each turn too, so I'm gonna risk it. Plus the file opens up Golem's Bite and all this good stuff too, so that's nice. Trebuchet. Well, I can still attack into it. Can also club, which was reasonable. Great draw there. So now we pass. Good, you know, I would say reasonable chance we club here, especially if they drop Rare Dude. Whatever his name is. You know, Rare Dude. Yeah. So we'll kill Uglok here. He doesn't have haste, right? No. Alright. So we'll club Uglok. I'm gonna miss out on a Nazgul Ring Tempsu trigger, but it's like least of my concerns. Okay, so 4. I think we drop this. I mean, we don't need to play file until, you know, till it's like the last card in our hand, basically. Ooh, double trebuchet, nice. So, we can do file. I could do Nazgul too, but oh, because I can do that. That's true. But we're probably doing this, right? Yeah. So we'll do file, and then we'll attack with both here. What do we got? Well, this worked out reasonably well here. So we keep Nazgul, they lose their dude. We did lose a Golem's Bite, but we kind of traded a card for a card and get to keep Gothmog. I'm okay with this. Don't hate it, don't love it. Wow, they have a lot of Mordor trebuchets. Their deck's kind of sweet, actually. This Barad-dûr with all these trebuchets is kind of fun. I mean, we have the file, so we really want to just empty our hand here, but not as easy as one might like. But we'll play Nazgul. Well, we can... Yeah, because we can loot too. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll do this. And then we attack with Gothmog. We get to loot. Lands can go. Removal versus Gimli. You know, it's a reasonable question. Probably removal we want to keep in case they have some bomb we can't deal with. That worked pretty well for him. So we'll do Breaking of the Fellowship. So we want this to deal damage to this. We get another Ring Tempsu. And pass. At this point, we just hardcast Lash. Does let them make an army, but we got to draw off this file, baby. That's what we got to do. All right. Ooh, Sorin too? Jeez. So we can do Nazgul, but they can still block and kill it. So we're probably going to do a Sorin, aren't we? I mean, another thing I can do... Yeah, actually, we can do both of these. That's pretty nuts, actually. Gosh, that's strong. Gosh, that's so strong. Yeah, Nazgul just goes off in multiples. Wow. Card is incredibly powerful. Gosh, they have a lot of Mordor trebuchets. That's pretty sweet. I mean, it's a cool archetype for sure. So we go this. We get back this. Wow. That was mean. Well, we almost took the draft, but got beat up round 2. Close one. This deck was sweet. This deck was really sweet. Nazgul is just unbelievably strong at uncommon. It did feel like a rare. At the beginning I said it didn't feel rare quality, but it feels like a rare. Alright, pack one, pick one. Do I take the multicolor card? Oh, that is pretty good. Alright, that's pretty good. I mean, if you're going to go the scry strategy, you got to take... That's a strong effect. Torment of Golem's obviously sweet too, but whenever you scry, you just put counters on it equal to the number of cards you looked at while scrying. That's so good. Yeah, we got to take Elrond. That's way too good. 4 mana, 4/4 on top of it. Easy pick. I mean, it's a reason to do the scry strategy for sure. All right, here. I really like this card, actually. You get to scry, you get to buff something, and then you get to fight something and potentially draw some cards. Ranger's Firebrand's awesome, too. Cheap ring tempts you, but would take Fall of Gil-galad and be happy about it. I like that card. Anduril, well, this card's just kind of broken, so it's an easy pick too. All right, this is probably too expensive. We did have an opponent try it, but it's a little too much, a little too rich for my blood. So really, it's Gandalf versus Golem. I mean, this ability really rewards you for going for the ring tempts you strategy, because you just get to draw a bunch of cards. Plus, it's a flash thing, and your sorcery spells having flash is kind of cool too, even in limited. So I think I like it more than Golem, even though Golem is obviously good too. You get more ring tempts you, but I'd take Gandalf, even though it's a 4-drop. I think it's very good 4-drop. Flashing cards in is sweet. You know, Isildur's Fateful Strike, the fact that it's legendary kind of makes it difficult to play. I don't even know if I'd necessarily first pick this. You need a legend in order to cast it. And then how often in Limited are you actually going to get rid of extra cards in their hand? Honestly, I don't think that often. So I don't think I would take Isildur's Fateful Strike, believe it or not. I'm looking at Fire Leaper, Gandalf, or Crebain. It could also be Gandalf, just same reasoning I had before. I mean, stuff like Birthday Escape, you just get to draw twice. It's like 1 mana Divination. That also gives you a ring tempts you effect. And you can do it at instant speed. I mean, that's so good. I'm going to take Gandalf here. I like Crebain, I like Fire Leaper, but I'd go Gandalf. Reprieve is pretty excellent. What does this one do, though? This is really nuts, isn't it? Look at top card of your library. You can yeah, that's anything that lets you cast creatures from the top of your library, limited or constructed, is just amazing, because most of your deck is creatures. And on top of that, it lets your creatures ramp into your next creatures. That's so good. Take Elven Chorus. Otherwise, probably Reprieve. This card is nuts. Reprieve is insanely good too. I mean, it's just white Remand, but Remand was insane when it was around too. Goldberry River Daughter, 2 mana, 1/3. Move a counter of each kind not on Goldberry from another target permanent you control onto Goldberry. Move 1 or more counters from Goldberry onto another target permanent you control if you do draw a card. Oh, that's kind of cool. Counter of each kind not on Goldberry from another target. So you move counters onto it, and then you can move those counters onto other things, and if you do, draw. Weird card. Otherwise, Denethor is a sweet card for its archetype. Improvised Club, I do like that still. Those are the most exciting cards here. There's got to be a way to really abuse Goldberry. I mean, obviously +1/+1 counters are reasonable, but what other types of counters on permanents do we have? I don't know. I'm interested in Goldberry, though. I should read up more on this format and where that would really shine the most. Alright, Fall of Karandros. 3 mana whenever a creature an opponent controls dealt excess non-combat damage. Mass or X, or X is that excess damage. But you gotta pay 8 to deal 7 damage to a creature. If you have a lot of spot removal, it's good. Otherwise, this probably really doesn't do much of anything. Until you have 8 mana, which is a lot. Once you have 8 mana, it goes off. But that's a lot of buildup. So, and there's not a ton of non-combat damage. So I don't think I would first pick this. Probably, once again, go with Gandalf. Urkenbrand is pretty nuts with the Rally, 2-drop, 1/1 common. You just, all your dudes get +2/+0, and they get to attack with them right away. So this works really well with a lot of cards. But I feel like I'd still go Gandalf. I just like the overall value of Gandalf quite a bit. This is a great legend too, though, and I probably, maybe just for the interest of taking it. I mean, I feel like Gandalf's less niche. This is more niche, but there's still enough humans where you can easily play Urkenbrand. It's certainly between these two. I'd probably go Urkenbrand just because I've had more success with red in this format. Dawn of a New Age. So enters hope counter on it for each creature you control at the beginning of your end step. Remove a hope counter from it. If you do, draw a card. Then if it has no hope counters, sack and you gain 4 life. Wow. That's cool. That's awesome. Really, I've never seen this card. So it's a mythic, that white card that lets you draw extra cards. I mean, it has to do with each creature you control, but for a token deck, or even if you have like 3 creatures, really worth it. And you draw it at the beginning of your end step, so you get it immediately. It can replace itself. This is a great card. Easy Dawn of a New Age. That seems super strong. Kind of an interesting way to do white card draw. All right, first pick here. This is kind of more of the underwhelming scry card, unfortunately. To kill your opponent's creatures in order to make it bigger. I don't love it. Could see taking Glorious Gale. This card's pretty sweet. You counter a legend, you get rid of a legend for 2 mana, plus you get a Ring Tempsia. Glorious Gale's pretty awesome. I'd probably take that. And last pick. Mithril Coat, kind of cool. Is there anything else worth it? Probably the Ents Fury is more worth our time, I would say. This also, you get a 2 mana Ring Tempsia effect, which is nice too. You know how much I love Ring Tempsia. Yeah, Ring Tempsia is pretty nice. I think it's Ents Fury versus Shortcut, and maybe it's just smarter to go with the removal. Yeah, probably. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.